What up, Metazoo-Maniacs and Cryptic Campers and Dead World TCG Wonders, and of course today Pokemaniacs. Today is May 19th, 2026, and I figured it'd be fun to check out what Chaos Rising product and singles are selling for before the actual release date. Anyways, let's jump right into it. We have what? March 30th, 2026. Pre-release pricing for one booster box of Chaos Rising, $280 in auction. And remember, everything in this video is going to be in auction. Not buy it nows, not best offers, none of that. Just in auction. Next, on May 18th, we had a booster box sell for $242.50. And on May 17th, another booster box sell for $270. And if you're wondering what it's selling for on TCG Player, it looks about $257.87 is the average price here. Volume of 115 booster boxes at $257.87 on average. So not bad. There was 156 for $250, and as you can see right here, the most recent sale $257.89, highest sale price so far $287.49, and the lowest is $225. Okay, so we had a booster bundle. You're gonna get 6 packs in a booster bundle, $76 in auction. Another booster bundle for $82, and then we got the ETBs. I mean, the world of Pokemon ETBs are such a crazy collectible now. So on May 16th, we had one confirmed pre-order, $93 in auction, and another one at $101 in auction. And then with that ETB, you're guaranteed to get this promo card inside. So it's Fennekin, looking back at the camera, not out the window like the Charmander, but still pretty cool. So the promo card you're guaranteed to get in every ETB right now, selling for about $21.50, and another one for $20. I imagine these are going to go down to like, probably what, $7, $8, $9, $10? And holy moly, let's zoom in on that date there. March 19th, a pre-sale for Chaos Rising ETB, just the regular one, not the Pokemon Center one, $188.50. Wow. I'm not sure why you would pre-order that much for just a regular ETB. Because meanwhile, on May 19th, the Pokemon Center ETB, some for $195, these are all pre-orders. Another one on May 19th for $201.50. And remember, these are the Pokemon Center ones, not the regular ETBs. Then another one for $207.50. Another one for $211.50. Another one for $220.50. Another one on April 28th. for $232.50. And I have no idea if this is legit or not. I mean, let's zoom in here. Judging by the 0 over here, and it's April 28th, I don't know if this was legit, but in auction, Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box, $350. Okay, now let's get into some singles. Let's see what these cards are selling for in the pre-release phase of this Chaos Rising release. So I have Surfing Beach, nothing too crazy, $13.50. Then we got Watchdog. That's actually just a cool illustration. $6.50. And let's just zoom on in. That's just cool artwork. And then we got Crobat. Illustration rare. $26. Not bad. And remember, everything in this video are raw copies. So maybe there's going to be some price fluctuation on some of these cards depending on the actual condition of the card. Then we had another Crobat for $31. Here we have a Chespin for $20.50. Anyone that opened up base set, like especially with evolutions, and you see a Beedrill, you just want to rip it up. But anyways, the full art Beedrill and $15 in auction. Now we all know the #1 chase card obviously in the set is going to be Greninja. So the lower evolutions, you know, like if you were to go Charmeleon, if you were to go Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, with Greninja you go Froakie. So the illustration rare here on May 17th sold for $53 in auction. And another Froakie for $37 in auction. And then the Charmeleon of the evolution line for Greninja is Frogadier, so $31 in auction. Another Frogadier for $35 in auction. Imagine if they had a card in Pokemon that looked like Loveland Frogman. That'd be pretty crazy. And here we got a Mega Pyroar EX. Just had to show this. $16.50. Then we have the special red card. When I seen someone open this on an opening on a YouTube video, I thought, oh, that's like a $3 card, but apparently not. It's about $15.65 in the pre-release phase. And then there's another one that sold for $30.14, so maybe this is a pretty good hit. I did not realize that. Here's an interesting listing. So 10 packs of Chaos Rising for $77. Now, I don't know about anyone else watching this video, but there's no chance in hell I would ever buy loose packs. There's no chance. Next, we have an illustration rare Xerneas. What is this? $14.19 in auction. Then another Xerneas for $26 in auction. And another one for $50 in auction. Now, maybe those other two had whitening on the back. Maybe they're off-centered. It was damaged. I don't know. That's quite a jump. Maybe this one looks like it's in pristine condition. Next we have a Tauros illustration rare, $16.50. And another Tauros for $21.50. Next we have an Ampharos, $37 in auction. Next we got Roxy's Performance, $42 in auction. And then we got AZ's Tranquility, $39 in auction. And then we have a heavy pack of Chaos Rising. Like it's a sleeved booster pack. I don't know if I would trust that. But hey, it went for only $13 in auction. If it is really heavy, maybe it's just worth the gamble for 13 bucks. Here we have another AZ's Tranquility for $70 in auction. So maybe this one was in a lot better condition than the other one. Next we have a SIR, so Special Illustration Rare, Mega Floette EX, $70 in auction. Of course, for these cards, we're going to zoom on the artwork a little bit. Pretty cool, but I don't know. I'm not chasing it. Okay, let's get to the big boys of the video. So we got Mega Dragalge. Sold raw, SIR, $105 in auction. And of course, we got to admire the artwork. Pretty cool. Nice and colorful. Not what I'm chasing, though. And obviously before we get to Greninja, we got to talk about Cinccino. This, man, Cinccino is going to be a huge deal, especially as a PSA 10. So this is the full art Cinccino EX. No big deal. $17.50 in auction. And then we got the Cinccino Special Illustration Rare. I have a feeling this is going to be the second most valuable card behind, obviously, the Gold Greninja and third most valuable card behind the Gold Greninja and the SIR Greninja. But Cinccino EX, $104 or best offer. Sorry, $104.99 or best offer. Pretty crazy. And anyone that picked this up for this price or had the offer accepted for less got a pretty good deal. Because in auction on May 12th, it's going for $132.50. I mean, let's just take a look at this card. That is some nice artwork. That's a good looking card. Let's go really up close. Yeah, that's going to be a massive fan favorite. And then we got another Cinccino EX, sold for $140.50 in auction May 14th. And now it's time for the Greninja. So obviously we're going to start with the gold card. So May 17th, 2026, sold for $435 in auction. Another one on May 18th, sold for $475 in auction. Another one sold for $500 in auction on May 18th. Now I don't know why I keep saying in auction. Obviously, everything we're talking about is in auction. And another one for $505 with an excellent picture. So if you weren't sure what this card looked like, it looks like that, and it looks crazy. Then on May 16th, we had another Gold Greninja sell for $510. Oh, here's a really good picture. Another one on May 16th for $520. Wow, if you're going to sell a card on eBay, this is how you take a picture. That looks really nice. This guy knows what he's doing, whoever sold this. And now you're rewarded. You made it to the end of the video. We're going to talk about the Mega Greninja EX SIR, which is absolutely nuts. So on May 18th, we had a sale for $470. Another one on May 18th for $585. Another one on May 18th for $750, so maybe it was in really good condition. This photo's a lot better than the other ones. But then again, it was only one bid, so... And, oh, is that a 0 up there? And there's a 0 up there, so maybe it's not as legit as it looks. I don't know, but that's what I'm seeing on eBay. And another one with only a 7 here and 66.7% positive feedback. Sold in a binder, as a binder copy for $760, 20 bids. So maybe it's legit, I don't know. And then we have one here on May 15th from, looks like a much more credible seller for $760 in auction. So they have 100% positive feedback, so it looks a little more legit. So maybe the other ones are too. Nonetheless, in the pre-release phase of Chaos Rising, Mega Greninja EX SIR is selling anywhere from $470 in auction, all the way to this one, which was $760 in auction. So anyways, comment below. Are you excited to open Chaos Rising? Are you just going to buy the singles? Are you just going to buy the Pokemon Center ETBs? Do you think this Mega Greninja EX is going to hover around the $500 area like the gold card? Is it going to stay as the #1 card, or is the gold card going to overtake it? I'd say it's pretty obvious. Usually the gold cards are second place to the SIR of the same Pokemon. So anyways, comment below. Let me know what you think of Chaos Rising, and we'll see you in the next video.